Okay, we're going to do some more chords and scales on a cigar box guitar. This is my 4-stringer. It's tuned into a major chord. Let me try turning the sound back on. That's a C, a B, and a D in a major, in the G major scale. That's 1 G, 3 B, 5 D. This bass note here is another D. So this guitar is tuned 5, 1, 3, 5. A G major chord with an additional D in the bass. Now that makes a couple fun things about it. When I play it, if I want to play a scale, I don't start on my bass string because it's not my tonic or my root note. My root note or tonic is on my 3rd string, the second to the fattest. So now here we're going to go, just like we did on the cigar box guitar. We can go 1, whole step to 2, whole step to 3, half step to 4, whole step to 5, whole step to 6, whole step to 7, half step to 8. Major scale. Y'all know that. You've heard it. Probably getting tired of hearing it. Okay, but I have a 1 there, I have a 3 there, and I have a 5 there, so I can go 1, whole step to 2, move over a string to 3, half step to 4, move over a string to 5, whole step to 6, whole step to 7, whole step to 8. You can't see my picking hand. I'm going to move it over here where you can see it. I'm going to pick with this 4-finger so you can tell what I'm doing as best I can make it so in this video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, being an open chord instrument, open tuning, you can play any chord you want. There's a G chord, and there's an A chord, and there's a B flat chord, and there's a B chord, and there's a C chord, and a D, and an E, and an F, and an F sharp, and a G. Same trick, except it has a 3rd in it, which means if the guy on the 6-string guitar, Fender Telecaster hot dog over there that you haven't shot yet, is playing minor chords, you have to play minor chords, or you have to dodge that note. You can dodge that note. If he wants to play an A minor, you can just pick your bass note, your G note, and your D note, and bar at your A, and you've still got another regular A power chord, 1-5-1. Except in this case it's 5-1-5, so it's a weirder power chord. But the glory of these things is that you can play an A minor. Okay, if I bar right there, bare-fingered, that's an A chord. This 2nd string is my 3rd. I'm barring at the 2nd fret. You know that to make a minor chord, all I have to do is drop the note that is my 3rd down by half a step, or flat it, which means I can put that finger right there on the 1st fret and these other 2 on the 2nd fret, and I can play an A minor chord with this guitar. And if I want a B minor chord, since I know that frets are just like keys on the piano, okay, all I got to do is move up 2 frets, because from A to B is a whole step, because there is such a note as B flat. There's a B flat minor. Same sort of a trick works on this guitar with an E minor. Okay? These outer 2 strings are D strings. If I fret them on the 1st fret, they are E strings, E notes. Now, E minor chord is made up of E, G sharp, and B. Okay, well, E major chord, because that's 1, 3, and 5 in the E major scale. I haven't taught you all the possible scales. So I'm going to ask you to take my word for that for now. We'll do all the possible scales on the piano one day. But, come on. Now that's a really expensive chord to be treated that way. Don't want to be treated this way. So if that's a D, and that's a G, and that's a B, and that's a D again, 5, 1, 3, 5 of a G scale. Well, how did I know that had to be a B? Well, okay, a G scale is G, A, B, C, D, E. Now I have to go whole step, not half step, so I have to move 2 frets, and that'll be F sharp, G. So 1, 2, 3, G, A, B. Okay, so there's my 3 note. That's a piece of my G chord. So 1, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a D note, which is the same as that if it was in a little better tune. Tuner's on the other guitar. So if G, B, and D are the notes of my G chord, then that's a G, then that's got to be an A, and that's got to be a G sharp. We took our G note, we put our finger on the very first fret, we raised it by a half a step, so we sharped it. So that's already a B. That's an E, we raise it a whole step, or I mean that's a D. We raise it a whole step, it becomes an E. We raise that a whole step, it becomes an E. We raise this a half step, it becomes a G sharp. That's our third in our G chord. So there's an E chord in a fairly poorly in tune guitar. I've got to completely rebuild this instrument, so hold your ears, just bear with me. The only thing you have to do to make that into an E minor chord is you have to flat your third. Okay, well my third is a G sharp. If I pick my finger up, I flat it back to a G. There's a E minor chord. So with this 4-string guitar tuned 5, 1, 3, 5, I can play all the possible major chords and minor chords. Sevenths are harder. We haven't talked about sevenths yet. That's going to be a whole video all by itself. But once again, major scale, up the neck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open note, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Across the neck, 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice it going from this open string to my 4. I only go to the first fret. Here I'm going to second frets. Open, second fret, 2. If I wanted to play my 3 on this string, it would be second fret. But if I wanted to play my 4 on this string, it would only be a 1 fret move. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. My littlest string is my 5 note. 5. Now we're back to whole steps. 6, another whole step. 7. Well, now we're all at whole steps, so we know that we're going to go right there. Now, we also know on this guitar, if that's my 1 note on my root, and that is a scale named after, or I mean, is a chord named after the root. So that's a G, that's my root, the way I'm tuned. That is a G chord, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 note. Aha! Presto changeo. There's my 4 chord. There's my 5 chord. So open, 5th fret, 7th fret. You guys have probably learned that on your 3-stringers. Hope that helped. I hope hope it's starting to make some sense. If it's not, let me know. I'll do what I can to fix it. Thank you.